Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or maybe you've misplaced your glasses, again, only to find them sitting right on your head? You're not alone. Little moments like these can be frustrating, even a little scary. But here's the good news. Memory changes with age are normal, and there are real, simple things you can do every single day to protect your brain and keep your mind sharp. Now, I'm not talking about expensive pills or complicated brain training apps. I'm talking about natural daily habits, things you can easily do at home, that help your brain stay alert, focused, and strong. And these aren't just good for your memory. They also help with mood, confidence, and that wonderful feeling of still being in control of your life. Because let's be honest, one of the biggest fears as we get older isn't just forgetting things. It's losing our independence. But with the right habits, that doesn't have to happen. In this video, we're going to go over 6 powerful yet simple brain-boosting habits that are especially helpful after 60. These are things that people all over the world, people just like you, are using to stay sharp and confident well into their 70s, 80s, and even 90s. And I think you'll find that once you start doing them, your brain just feels better. Let's begin with the first habit. It might surprise you, but one of the absolute best things you can do for your memory is move. Yes, physical movement. You don't have to run marathons or go to a fancy gym. Just moving your body each day, even a short walk around the block or a few stretches in your living room, gets your blood flowing. And that blood carries oxygen and nutrients straight to your brain. Think of it like watering a garden. A dry garden can't grow much, but add water and everything starts to bloom. When you move your body, your brain lights up. Studies have shown that regular movement, even light exercise, can help form new connections in the brain. That means better recall, quicker thinking, and less fog. Plus, it helps your mood, which is often tied to memory. A happier brain is a healthier brain. A friend of mine named Jim, he's 72 now, started taking daily walks after breakfast. At first, it was just 10 minutes. He said it felt silly, like it wasn't doing much. But a few weeks in, he noticed he wasn't misplacing things as often. He felt more awake, more focused. And the best part, he started looking forward to those walks, not just for the memory boost, but because they gave him a little slice of peace each day. Now, hand in hand with movement comes something just as powerful: learning. The brain is like a muscle. It gets stronger when you challenge it. And I don't mean you have to go back to school or memorize Shakespeare. I mean simple, fun ways to stretch your mind a little bit each day. That could be learning a few words in another language, picking up a new recipe, or even trying a different route on your morning walk. It's all about novelty, giving your brain something fresh to chew on. One woman I spoke with recently told me she started painting again at 68, something she hadn't done since her 20s. I didn't think it would do anything for my memory, she said. But now when I paint, I'm remembering details better. Names, faces, even old stories from my childhood. That's the magic of learning. It wakes up parts of your brain that might have been asleep for a while. The key is to keep things light and enjoyable. This isn't about pressure or performance. It's about play. Think of your brain like a garden that loves new seeds. When you give it something new, just a little challenge, it responds with growth. Let's talk about food next, because what you eat matters more than you might think. Your brain is incredibly active. Even when you're resting, it's working 24/7. Processing memories, emotions, and information. And like any hardworking machine, it needs good fuel. Foods that are rich in healthy fats, like avocados, nuts, olive oil, and fish, are known to nourish the brain. Leafy greens, berries, and even dark chocolate have been shown to help too. I met a man named Alan who changed up his breakfast routine at 70. Instead of toast and jam, he started making a smoothie with spinach, blueberries, flaxseed, and almond butter. He said it gave him more energy, and over time, he noticed his focus during conversations got better. "I don't feel like I'm drifting off anymore," he said. "I'm just more present." It's not about perfection or some fancy diet, just small tweaks. Swapping out processed snacks for a handful of walnuts, adding a few more vegetables to your dinner plate. These little choices feed your brain in big ways, and the best part, they make you feel better almost immediately. So far, we've talked about movement, learning, and food. 3 powerful habits that work together to boost memory and keep your brain sharp after 60. And the best part is, these are all things you can start today, without waiting for some perfect moment. Your brain is always ready for a little love and care. Let's keep going. There are more simple daily habits that can make a world of difference in how you think, feel, and remember. Now that we've touched on how movement, learning, and nourishing food can help your brain stay sharp, let's shift our focus to something a little quieter, but just as powerful: rest. Specifically, sleep. If you've ever had a bad night's sleep and felt like your mind was stuck in a fog the next day, you already know how closely sleep and memory are connected. But what many people don't realize is that your brain doesn't just rest while you sleep. It actually goes to work. It's during sleep that your brain processes everything you've learned that day, stores important information, and clears out mental clutter. It's like a cleanup crew working the night shift, getting things organized so you can think clearly the next day. One woman I know, Maria, struggled with sleep for years. She said she would wake up at 3 a.m. almost every night, wide awake and frustrated. Then she started a new routine: no more TV after 9 p.m., a short journal entry before bed to clear her mind, and a few gentle stretches. Within a few weeks, she was sleeping more soundly and waking up with more clarity and calm. "It's like my brain finally has time to breathe," she said. And that brings us to another quiet but mighty habit: staying connected. You might not think of socializing as a brain-boosting activity, but it absolutely is. Talking with others, sharing stories, laughing together, these moments keep your mind engaged and alert. They challenge your memory, your focus, even your emotional intelligence. And more than anything, they remind you that you're not alone. It's easy, especially after retirement or after kids have moved away, to feel more isolated. Days can start to blur together. But even small doses of social interaction, a phone call with a friend, a chat with your neighbor, joining a local group, can light up your brain in ways you wouldn't expect. There's a man I used to meet at the park named Raymond. He's 84, sharp as a tack, and he swears that staying social is what keeps him that way. Every morning, he brings a folding chair, a small radio, and sits under a tree where other folks gather. They talk about the weather, sports, old movies, nothing groundbreaking, but those conversations give his brain a daily workout. "It's my mental gym," he says, "and it doesn't cost a dime." The truth is, your brain loves connection. It thrives on it. Even a short exchange with someone else gets your memory, attention, and creativity firing. It also lifts your mood, which is deeply connected to how well your brain functions. A happy brain remembers better. A supported mind stays clearer, longer. Now let's talk about something a little more personal: your attitude. I know that sounds simple, maybe even a little vague, but hear me out. The way you think about aging, about your memory, about yourself, it matters a lot. If you believe that memory loss is inevitable, if you tell yourself, "I'm just getting old," your brain listens. And unfortunately, it starts acting like it. But when you stay curious, when you believe in your brain's ability to grow and adapt, you actually change how it functions. That belief encourages you to take action, to eat better, move more, sleep deeper, stay connected. It creates a kind of mental momentum that's hard to stop. There's a woman named Eliza who comes to mind. She's 76, and when her doctor suggested she try a memory-boosting routine, she laughed. "My brain's still in there somewhere," she said. "I just have to dust it off." So she did. She started walking each morning, doing crossword puzzles in the afternoon, and joined a small writing group online. Now she says she feels sharper than she did 10 years ago. And the best part? She has fun doing it. "I'm not trying to reverse time," she told me. "I'm just living fully in the one I've got." That mindset, that lightness and confidence, is something anyone can tap into. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do it all at once. But when you treat your brain with care, when you believe it still has plenty of life left in it, you start to act in ways that protect it, nurture it, and bring it to life. Let's keep going. You've already seen how movement, learning, food, rest, connection, and mindset can each make a powerful difference. But there's still one more daily habit that ties them all together, something that gives your brain clarity, balance, and calm even on the busiest days. The trouble is, as we get older, sleep doesn't always come as easily. You might find yourself waking up more during the night or feeling tired even after a full night's rest. But don't worry. This isn't something you just have to accept. There are simple habits that can make a big difference. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, even on weekends, helps your body develop a rhythm. Avoiding screens an hour before bed, keeping your bedroom cool and dark, and winding down with something relaxing like a book or calming music can all help your brain get the deep, refreshing sleep it needs. That final daily habit that brings everything together is mindfulness. Now, before you picture someone sitting cross-legged on a mountain, humming to the wind, let me assure you, that's not what we're talking about here. Mindfulness is simply the practice of being present, of noticing your thoughts without letting them carry you away, and of gently bringing your focus back to the here and now. It's about paying attention on purpose. And for your brain, especially after 60, that kind of attention is gold. You see, our minds naturally like to wander. We think about what happened yesterday or worry about what's coming tomorrow. That mental traffic creates stress, and stress, especially chronic stress, is like poison for memory. It shrinks the part of the brain responsible for storing new information, makes it harder to concentrate, and even affects how well you sleep. But just a few minutes of mindfulness each day can help reduce that stress and clear mental clutter. You don't need fancy equipment or long hours of silence. You can do it while drinking your morning coffee, taking a slow walk, or simply sitting quietly with your eyes closed. Focus on your breath, notice how your body feels, or listen closely to the sounds around you. When your mind drifts, and it will, just bring it back without judgment. One man I know, Harold, started doing 5 minutes of quiet breathing before bed. At first he thought it was silly, but within a couple of weeks he felt calmer, more focused, and less anxious about forgetting things. He told me, "It's like cleaning out the attic in my head. I didn't know how much noise was up there until I started slowing down." Mindfulness also helps you savor life more. When your mind is calm, you begin to notice the small joys, the way sunlight filters through the window, the smell of fresh bread, the warmth of your grandchild's laugh. These moments might seem small, but they nourish your spirit. And when your spirit is nourished, your brain follows. It's worth saying this again. Memory loss isn't always about age. In many cases, it's about how much we're asking from our minds without giving anything back. We're bombarded by information, worries, responsibilities, even in retirement. But when you build these small habits into your day, moving your body, learning something new, eating with intention, sleeping well, staying social, and pausing to breathe, you're giving your brain exactly what it needs to thrive. And it's not about being perfect. You don't have to run marathons, memorize poetry, or meditate on a mountaintop. You just need consistency. A short walk every day, a few pages of a book, a good conversation, a healthy meal, a quiet moment. One small habit at a time, stacked gently on top of the other, and before long, you've built something strong, lasting, and deeply rewarding. Sometimes people ask me, is it really possible to keep your memory sharp after 60, after 70? And I always say yes, not because I've read the studies or seen the research, although those are there, but because I've seen it in real life. I've seen people in their 80s and 90s light up when they remember a birthday, a name, a story from decades ago. I've seen the confidence it gives them, the joy, the spark in their eyes that says, I'm still here and I'm still me. That's what these habits are really about. Not just avoiding memory loss, but staying connected to who you are, staying in control of your story. Your memories are pieces of your life, and you deserve to hold on to them for as long as possible. So if you've been feeling forgetful lately, or maybe you're just worried about what might come in the years ahead, start here, start small. Pick one habit from today's video and try it for a week. Just one. See how you feel. Then add another. Give yourself time. Give your brain some kindness. You'd be amazed at how resilient it can be when it's supported. And if any of this resonated with you, if you found yourself nodding along or thinking about someone you love, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your experiences, your questions. This is a journey, and we're in it together. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the message reach more people who might need it, and it reminds YouTube that this kind of helpful, positive content matters. Here's to protecting your memory, one day at a time. Here's to growing stronger, sharper, and more alive with every passing year. And most of all, here's to living your best life. at any age.